Welcome to the Peew,
The Peew!
Ernie.
After a
Welcome to the
crazy
Pew.
long hiatus,
Crazy long.
which was attributable to what?
Well, you say hiatus, I say they hate us. No, they
And we're
love
both
us. They
right.
love us. They love us because we're on a hiatus. um,
Some would like to see you on a permanent
a permanent
hiatus.
hiatus. Okay. Well,
The
guess what?
hiators would like to see you on a hiatus.
Why, now suddenly it turned into me. It was us a minute ago. Now it's me. Um, a funny thing happened to me on the way to the screening tonight. To the
What?
filming, I mean. Um, uh, well, you don't know any of this, Ernie. But in the last 48 hours, a lot has changed. And I was in process today of moving into a new loft. And while I was waiting for the truck to unload one load of things and then come back and pick up the other load, all of my stuff was stolen.
All your stuff was stolen?
Hmm.
What do you mean, all your stuff?
All of it. The only thing that survived were my paintings because I don't even know what something told me to. Well, obviously, they're important. So I before I even did any move or any, decided I'm going to do. I put all those away in boxes and kept everything safe. And then last night, we rented a truck, and the sole purpose of the truck was to get my bedroom set and like things that had like heavy, furniture things, to get those on the truck and then to get those to the art factory. And the truck came.
Is that where you're living, at the art
Well,
factory?
I'm gonna get that. So the truck, we got the truck. Truck arrived, and I was up in the apartment packing everything up, and Kyoki was there with Tank, and Kyoki brings Tank along to help us move. Tank has a broken arm. His arm is in a cast, and it was really more. It took more work to move with Tank than without him because we had to babysit him the whole time, and whining so we pack everything up, and I take it, and Kyoki's taking it downstairs to put it on the truck. Ostensibly, that's what I thought. Turns out that he put only his own stuff on the truck. And the truck went to art factory, and was going to come back and pick up my bedroom set and everything else.
Who was
And
driving the truck?
a guy named Victor, it's Tom Buckley's nephew,
And
believe it or not. Tom Buckley, ladies and gentlemen, is the manager of Limelight.
presumably he had use of both arms and legs.
He did.
Okay.
He still does. So we were waiting for him to come back, and he called and said that he wasn't going to be able to do another load because he was late and his wife had just had a baby and he needed to be home. So he said he would do it tonight. And I had been waiting for 8 or 9 hours in the old apartment without any phone service, or electricity was shut off and everything. So I was kind of by myself, and Kyoki came back and said, we'll do this tomorrow. And I said, well, what are we going to do with all this stuff, And he said, well, we'll leave it here, and then I'll come back and get
When
it
you said
tomorrow.
you'll leave it here, you left it inside the apartment?
Well, some of it we put it in an empty apartment, which was a good thing because that's the only stuff that survived, and but the other stuff was so heavy, and I know it was foolish. We left it in the little vestibule by the elevator. It was all kind of like cordoned off and a big sign on it and everything. And Kyoki had checked on it.
What did the sign say? Steal this?
No, this was Kyoki's idea. He said, let's put a sign on it that says, don't steal this. I said, Kyoki, who is going to listen to that sign? First of all, anybody who would follow that sign is going to follow the tenets of that sign is not going to steal anything anyway. And if they're going to steal something, they're not going to care about a sign. So, but he insisted.
It's a waste of pen and paper.
Well, he insisted. It's the only thing that was left is a sign. And I should have brought that with me. But it's very upsetting because it was like, all my clothes and that beautiful bedroom set and all of the other furniture and everything. I mean, everything. Everything except my paintings and a few clothes.
So basically, all your furniture was stolen.
Well, furniture and the air conditioners and most of my clothes and kind of, I don't want to say pointless, but not pointless, but a little bit meaningless things like DVDs and CDs and but
But nothing. I mean, none of that stuff that got stolen was irreplaceable, was it?
I don't think
It's
so.
not like they stole your paintings or your collection of
Right.
nightclub invites.
Right. Those are the only two things that survived, really, because I had them. I work with them always, so I'm like, they're in a constant flux. So let me see. I'm looking over my stuff right now. Yeah, no, those two things are here. Um, thank God. But a lot of other stuff. I mean, everything else. You don't really think about what is missing until a year later. You may think, oh, where's that? And then you're like, oh, that was in my stuff. But
Where's that curling iron? I need it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I was. That's why I was a little bit late tonight. I've been crying all night. It was very upsetting. I mean, it was a shock. First of all, I went there and I thought the first thing I thought was, "Oh, Kyoki got up early today and came down here and got everything. He's woke up today and to be reasonable and reliable and dependable and
Okay,
responsible."
well, with that dig, we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Welcome back to the Pew,
The Peew.
the stolen furniture edition.
The saga continues. So you woke up in the morning and you thought
The saggy saga.
So you believe that Kyoki had thoughtfully moved all your furniture.
Yes, and I called him to thank him.
Okay, and then after he told you that you're welcome, you realized what?
No, he didn't tell me. He didn't say he didn't move it. He said, "Oh, you're welcome." No, I didn't. I found out from Jane because Jane wanted to buy my bedroom set actually, and I thought maybe she'd set somebody because she had set up another U-Haul rental today with Kyoki, and he was supposed to go pick up the rental, but he turns out he only has a motorcycle license, so a driver's license, so he couldn't get it anyway.
So are you sure that the super didn't just move all this stuff? Like, you can't just leave all this furniture in the vestibule of your building.
I mean, normally
Did you
you'd think
ask the
that.
super?
Normally you would think that because I'm friends with the owner and the super and everything, it's a little bit different. But you might want to chew on that because I'm friends with the owner a little bit longer because
I'm sure he'll just replace everything for you.
There have been some issues with him, and with the management company that runs the building. I mean, it's a complicated, tangled web of where George hired a management company to run the building because they didn't think they were going to rent these apartments in Patterson because the rents are a little high, and the management company, unbeknownst to me, he signed a contract with George that they run everything in the building. They decide what the rents are, who lives there. That's why all these people that I've been sending to the rental office with applications have been not approved because they are paid on a commission basis, which means that if I'm giving away apartments to friends, they're not going to be paid a commission for those apartments, and they get a commission every month for as long as a person lives in the building. So
what does that have to do with your missing furniture?
Because I'm no longer really, because I moved into the building thinking, oh, I'm friends with the owner. They're going to treat me really nice. It turns out they hate George. The management company hates George, and so they treated me with disdain because they thought that I was friends with him. So that's why my electricity, they've been like shutting my electricity off and like changing the locks and whatever, trying to like make it so inconvenient for me that I would just move. So it got to the point where George just paid me to leave, and he bought out the rest of the year in cash value, so I would leave, and so I was kind of leaving on good terms with him, and then I got into like a little bit of a situation with the management company yesterday, and they try to keep me from getting all my stuff yesterday. They scheduled noon to 4 p.m. to get my stuff. They didn't give me the keys until 3:30, and then they said that I had to be out by 4. So they gave me basically half an hour to pack everything I have and out of the building. And at 4 o'clock, I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm not ready. And they said, we're going to call the police. And, so I was like rushing, literally like throwing things out the door, like to get as much stuff out of the apartment because they're going to lock the door. And so I was kind of fighting with them, and I did probably something a little bit, childish.
So you think they stole your stuff?
And
why would they do that?
I did something childish. I did a childish thing. In kind of like a childish act of childishness, I kind of like.
You didn't set the building on fire, did you?
No, I didn't. It didn't work. No, I didn't. No, I just kind of like scratched a wall a little bit.
Okay.
In a like childish tantrum thing, But Liz, that mean lady in the office, says she has it on videotape, and she called my lawyer and said, "Oh, we have Michael on video defacing the building and blah blah blah." So so then my stuff is missing. So the things are probably not related at all.
Okay. Well, luckily, nothing that was lost is irreplaceable. Furniture can always be bought anew.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. I knew.
All right. Well,
who knew?
We'll be back with a new episode of the Peeew
next year.
No, next year. Hopefully, a lot sooner than that.
Bye.
Bye.